as a cold beer after long days of work. Almost. God, I love this car. What's going on, YouTube? It's Thursday, and again, I know it's been a while, but kind of wanted to give you guys a little update of everything, and also still trying to get away from my stock rear sway bars. Well, I have two of them now. One that used to be on my car, and one brand new one that I bought the wrong part for. So yeah, both of them are still available. The two guys who were interested in them before, they never contacted me. So, you know, this video is pretty much gonna be the last time I'll do a little free giveaway. And if nobody claims it, I guess in a couple of weeks it's just gonna get trashed. Not sure what else I will do with them. And again, the part is a stock GT350 rear sway bar. And again, I'm not 100% sure on it, but from the looks of it, it should fit every S550 model year Mustangs. Mustang V6, EcoBoost, you know, just a regular GT. They all should fit. I could only imagine it's probably a little thicker than the stock ones on those models. So again, it'd probably be a little upgrade for you. Again, all you gotta do is just give me a little thumbs up, and obviously hopefully you're subscribed, and you just gotta live nearby where I live in Southern California, so we can meet up, and it's all yours. So again, leave me a comment if you want it. Underneath your comment, you know, I'll leave you my email address that you can send me your information to, and then we'll get in touch. All right, so again, it's two, one of them brand new rear sway bar for stock GT350 track pack, and the other one is well, it's been used about for 12,000 miles, but it still looks brand new. And that one still has also the bushings on it, and it'll just, you know, I'm just gonna include it in there. I'm not gonna take that off or anything. So yeah, if you want it, let me know. But other than that, yeah, a little update on my car. So ever since I installed the R rear sway bar, I've never spoke about how if I actually feel anything different about it. Is it enough to actually give you a different driving sensation? But I did take my car to local canyon road past weekend to see, try to push the car a little bit harder and see if I feel any difference. When you push the car a little bit harder than obviously daily driving, you can immediately tell the rear end feels almost, if I'm on a comfort mode, the rear feels like it's kind of half step between comfort and sports. If you guys can understand what that means. But it definitely feels a little bit stiffer. It definitely feels a little bit under control, I would say. A little less movement back there. I was surprised actually. I could feel the difference. Obviously, I wasn't pushing the car 10/10ths. It was, if anything, about 8/10ths or 7/10ths. It was fairly tight, you know, first and second gear type of turns, and yeah, I mean, I was pleasantly surprised. It's definitely an upgrade, I would say. You know, it's cheap. You know, $75 shipped. If you guys have stock GT350, I highly recommend it. What I wanted to know was it going to get me into that kind of snappier oversteering type of situation when I push it harder, when I abruptly press on the accelerator pedal, but it absolutely didn't do that. Everything just felt a little bit more tied together. So yeah, great cheap investment to your GT350 or any other Mustang by all means. Again, I just don't know if that same swiper fits everything. I think they do, but you gotta do your own research on that one. There is one more thing I decided to purchase prior to installing my front R springs and the camber plates. That's coming up on the first week of October. The shop that I wanted to go to, he was booked out for about a month, so that's why I don't have any follow-up videos yet, but that's gonna come pretty soon. The parts that I actually ordered, and I'll put a picture up in the video, are the brake caliper, front brake caliper, the bolts, meaning the the bolt that connects the caliper to the aluminum hub on this car. So the Brembo calipers on GT350, unlike the regular GT Performance Pack brakes, you cannot remove the brake pads without removing the brake caliper completely from the rotor and the hub assembly. And to do so, you gotta unscrew two large bolts that hold the brake caliper to the aluminum hub. The problem there is that bolt is torqued in to about 136 foot-pounds or so, and every time you remove it and re-torque it, it pretty much causes damage to the aluminum hub. It almost, from what I've gathered, it actually, you can see a lot of aluminum shavings coming off from it, and if you accidentally over torque it or whatnot, you know, you can really damage the aluminum hub. It's not something you want to constantly put in and out of it, but if you track your car and you go through your brake pads often, you know, you would have to actually replace that bolt every time you replace your pads if you want to be on the safer side. And again, on top of it, you have to torque it to that crazy 136 foot-pound figure, and hope that, you know, you don't strip out all the threads inside the aluminum hub at some point, and then you have to replace the whole aluminum front hub. That's not going to be cheap. So there is a guy, he makes parts for, he supplies parts for a lot of different people, and he also supplies parts for a Ford Performance Center in Utah, that for the GT350 performance centers that you can go to. He actually supplies this to them as well, so pretty trustworthy guy. They're called Caliperfexion. Caliper, so like a caliper, brake caliper. Caliperfexion, that's F-E-X-I-O-N. I'll leave the name under the description. It's a system where there's a bolt that's gonna go into the aluminum hub assembly, and that part of the bolt will never come out ever again once it goes in. So you're not constantly threading and unthreading into that aluminum hub. And all you gotta do is just slide off the caliper from the bolt, and you just gotta undo the nut at the end of the bolt outside of the caliper. I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm saying, but again, if you go to his website, you'll know what I'm talking about. So pretty much once this gets placed into the aluminum hub, we're never having to touch the aluminum hub again to change the brake pads. At least all you gotta do is undo the nut at the end of that bolt, which is outside of the front brake caliper. Brake caliper comes right off, and then you can change the pads, and then you can put the caliper back into that, slide it right into the long bolt, and then you can torque the nut again on the other end. So it protects the aluminum hub for you. And they've also made this little, if you look at my picture, there's another, that blue capped, almost like a slider housing. That's $35 or something extra. But so what that does for you is when you unbolt the nut, what you do is, instead of taking the caliper off, the problem with these front brake calipers is they're extremely heavy, and it's pretty tough to try to make it hang somewhere while you're doing all the either spring changes or brake pad changes. So what those do is, once you undo the bolt outside the caliper, and you just screw in these sliders into the existing main bolt, and then it just extends the sliding motion for the caliper. So all you do is so if this is a caliper, this is your rotor, you just slide it out, and then once it slides out, it'll just stay right there because it's got the extender. And while it's extended out like that, you can change your rotors, or you can change your pads and do all that stuff you need to do. And all you got to do is, once you're done, you just slide it back in and just unscrew the slider extender things and put the bolts back in there again. So it's very easy, convenient solution for those people who need to change their front brake pads and don't want to worry about torquing these things to some crazy torque specs into the aluminum hub assembly. So I mean, it's a great investment if you have GT350. These front brake pads do wear quick. I'm looking at mine right now. Again, my car is about 13,500 miles, and my front brake pads have about 15% life left, maybe. So yeah, these pads, although they're rotor friendly pads, one thing is they make a lot of dust, and two, they wear very quickly. So yeah, I highly recommend it. Look into it. But yeah, that's also going to be installed while I'm working on the front springs and the camber plates at the shop. And once that's done, then pretty much, as far as I'm concerned, this car will be pretty much finished, other than the wheels and tires. And like I said, that is probably going to be more towards the end of this year. And another bad news is my driver's side rear tire got a nail in it. It was leaking air, so I had to plug it up. Thankfully, it wasn't near the sidewall or anything like that. It was slow leak, but the nail was long enough nail where I didn't want to leave it in there. So yeah, I've got it plugged up. So, but now I'm probably not going to be driving this car too quickly, especially on those big tracks where I'm constantly hitting to 130, 140 miles an hour. Canyon runs and autocross, I don't have any problems running them with the plug tires. So that's that. But that gives me another excuse to buy new sets of tires, I guess, pretty soon. I really wanted to get new wheels before I get some either Cup 2 tires or the RE71R tires. I'm leaning towards the Cup 2 tires, just so that when I do a comparison between this and the R, we're riding on the exact same set of tires in the future. So we'll see how everything goes. But yeah, that's the update. Again, if you guys have any questions, leave me a comment. Yeah, I'm gonna try to bring in some exciting contents fairly soon at some point. I'm just too busy these days. I'm not going anywhere. But yeah, if you guys have any interesting ideas of what you wanna see, feel free to leave comments. As you can see, I try to respond to every comment that I see as best as I can. So yep, that's about it, guys. Again, have a good week. Weekend is right there. stay safe, especially with all these earthquakes and stuff like that. Hopefully it doesn't hit California anytime soon. But yeah, that's it. Take care, guys. Bye.